What a world. What a world. Welcome to an episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media, Instagram threads, real BrandonJaneauShow. That's REAL, BrandonJaneauShow. Um, Facebook, The BrandonJaneauShow. And of course, TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow, man. Go follow me, all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really would. Really, where you go is a YouTube channel, man. Brandon Janeau Show YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe, comment, like the vids, like the shorts. It all helps in the algorithm. If you do, still right there, like right there, from 250 on YouTube, man. Uh, so yeah. But tonight, but tonight, it is I Bleed Sports. So this past Thursday was the NFL schedule release for the 2026-2027 NFL season. And I did my Sync show, Bleed Black and Gold, did that episode on their schedule, just their schedule. But tonight I am doing the entire NFL schedule. Well, I won't say the entire NFL schedule. That takes fucking forever. But the most important games: Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football, the international games, and of course the holiday games. I will be talking about every one of these games, man. This is gonna take a bit. So if you like this show, it's gonna take a bit. So sit back, relax, enjoy this, and bear with me. Bear with me, because this is gonna take a bit, man. Now you might hear some of these games more than once. Don't be alarmed, because mainly the reason why I have to do more than one is because some of these games are international games, or some of these games are also holiday games. So, or some of them are like Wednesday games, which is insane. You got Wednesday, you got a Black Friday game. Of course, we've always had Black Friday games that blends into the holiday games. You got some Wednesday games, the first, Thanksgiving Eve game. You got the, of course, Christmas Eve game. It's a lot of stuff going on. So, um, yeah. So let's get into it, man. So kicking it off is, of course, Thursday night football, uh, week one. Now, here's the thing. Usually on week one, the Thursday night game is always the opener. It's the opening game. Well, I said just a moment ago that there's some Wednesday games, because this year's opening football game is actually going to be on September 9th. I think it is September 9th. That is actually the opening of the season. It's going to be on a Wednesday, September 9th, where the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, will be going one-on-one with the team they beat in the Super Bowl, and that is the New England Patriots. Now, it's going to be pretty interesting to see. I mean, how many times have we seen a week one where it's literally the Super Bowl rematch? I think I remember Denver and Carolina had one a couple years ago. Usually, when you do have a Super Bowl rematch, it's always at the end of the season. It's not really at the beginning. Midway through, it's kind of like maybe week 4, week 6, 7. It's not really usually the start of the season. So the only time I remember is the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Like right after that Super Bowl, they had a week one um matchup. So this is kind of the same thing. New England versus Seattle, but this is going to be a Wednesday game. So if you are looking to the Wednesday, if you're looking for football Wednesday, September 9th, well, we're gonna be in luck, because this is the fucking start of the season. That will be the start of the season. It will be the season opener of the NFL season, and it's on a fucking Wednesday. So September 9th is the first game of the year for the NFL. So I'm telling you this one more time. Wednesday, September 9th is the opener of the NFL season. And it will be in Seattle, New England versus the Seattle Seahawks. The rematch of the Super Bowl from last year. We get it the first week of the season. We do get a Thursday night game. This is kind of why the game is getting moved to Wednesday, because Thursday night it will be San Francisco versus the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I think they play in Melbourne, Australia. I think they play in Australia to kick off the season. And this is actually the Thursday night game. It will be San Francisco taking on the Rams. Now, last year, they usually did like the Brazil game. They usually do like a Brazil game. I think, like, yeah, last year was Brazil. It was the Chargers and the Chiefs last year. This year, it's the 49ers and the Rams taking on, doing the first international game, and this is going to be in Melbourne, Australia, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I don't know, but it's in Australia. I just don't know where. I want to say Melbourne. It might be Sydney. I don't know, but but it's in Australia. I do know that. So, Rams in San Francisco is going to be the Thursday game, and that's week 1. Then we get to the normal Thursday night game. And then that's on. And by the way, New England, Seattle will be on NBC. Rams and 49ers will be on Netflix. So last year, when they did the Friday game, it was Kansas City Chargers and it was on YouTube. This is going, I think, be on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, this is the game Thursday you can watch on Netflix. Week 2, we get back to the nitty gritty. Thursday night game, and that is Detroit versus Buffalo. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be one hell of an interesting game. Detroit last year did not have a great season. They tried to get hot at the end, and it was just too late. It was just too late to get hot. Buffalo, of course, last year, for the first time since 2020, maybe 2021, they weren't the division winners in the AFC East. I mean, I think the Dolphins has won the AFC. No, then they came back and beat. It's been a minute since the Buffalo Bills have not won the AFC East. And last year they finished as number 2 behind the New England Patriots, who went to the Super Bowl. So both of these teams are basically looking for they're looking for a massive early win. Detroit kind of needs all of the early success they can get, especially in that division of the NFC North where you do not know what these teams are. The NFC North is probably the most interesting division and is also the most chaotic and confusing division. Because it's the most chaotic and confusing because we know it's like 4 teams that can basically come out the NFC North. But it could also be like 1 team come out the NFC North, and you're just sitting looking at the other 3 like, what the fuck happened? There's been years where I thought some divisions had 4 teams possibly could come out the fucking division. Like 3 teams could come out the division. And some years have been 3 teams, like last year with the NFC North. And then, the NFC West. Last year with the NFC West. And then some years, it's teams where the division looks so great, and then there's only 1 team that comes out of the division. You're like sitting there like, how the fuck did 1 team come out that division? Like, with all those great teams, like the AFC North. There's been years where the AFC North looked like 3 teams are going to come out that motherfucker. And it's 1. And you're like, how the fuck did 1 team come out the AFC North? That's insane. And it feels like that's what Detroit is in with the NFC North this year, where it feels like the Bears should be good, but they really didn't fix anything defensively, and you basically stayed intact offensively. What did you do to fix the team? Actually, you did. You actually subtracted on offense if you actually think about it. Like, if people really want to be honest, you traded away DJ Moore, which is Buffalo, right? Buffalo got DJ Moore. So this should be an interesting game, to say the least. But what does that team look like? What does both of these teams look like after not just week 1, but going into week 2 on a Thursday night after probably playing against Detroit's playing against the Saints week 1. I don't really know who Buffalo's playing week one. I have no idea. Um, yeah, I don't know who Buffalo's playing week one. Trying to see if they got a primetime game. I don't think they got a primetime game. Um, yeah, I don't know who Buffalo played week one. Um, so y'all gotta tell me when this comes out who Buffalo plays in week one. But whoever the Buffalo Bills play in week one, that's not an easy ass game either. Like, cause Buffalo people are going to want to come at Buffalo's head, go at Buffalo's head, and their defense is going to get tested immediately. And one thing about this game that, especially in a Thursday night environment, anything is possible, bro. And that's the one thing about Buffalo and Detroit that I think is going to be very intriguing to see. And I said this about the Saints week one against Detroit. Has Detroit improved that offensive line like everybody thinks they have, or will it be a problem? And on top of that, is that defense, is Detroit's defense willing? Is Detroit defense, can Detroit defense hold up against an offense like Buffalo? Can they hold up against an offense that looks good on paper like the Saints? Can they hold up on in defense? And if they can, Detroit's got a dangerous fucking team. If they can't, we gonna find out very soon in week one and two. Because they look like they're gonna be in a lot of shootouts. Again, if you have no offensive line, you ain't gonna win too many. Because eventually teams are just gonna know, okay, just blitz. Just go get them. So we shall see. Week three. Week three. Falcons versus Packers. That's the week three Thursday night game. Um, I have little to no interest in this game. I, 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 I have little to no interest in this game. Um, I, I, I don't know why Atlanta is getting primetime games like crazy. I have no idea. Atlanta's got a couple primetime games this year. I think they got a couple Sunday night games. They got a Monday night game against the Saints, of course. They got this Thursday night game. Like Atlanta got a lot of primetime games, and there's no reason to have them. Like we have no idea what the fuck Atlanta is. And again, you can sit there and say, well, Atlanta has a defense and they got Bijan Robinson, they got Kyle Pitts, and they got Drake London, and that sounds amazing. But what the fuck is Atlanta? Like we have no clue. Like quarterback wise, it seems like it's gonna be a competition. I don't know why. When it's clear as day that Michael Penix Jr. should be the fucking starter. He didn't lose the fucking job. He got hurt. So to bring in a Tua and then try to make it seem like, well, Tua is his equal, it's insane to me. I don't understand that shit at all. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't understand that shit. Um, and Green Bay's in that boat with Detroit, right? I just literally talked about the NFC North. Like three teams could come out that motherfucker. Four teams could probably come out that motherfucker. Oh, one team probably just comes out that motherfucker. We have no idea. And Green Bay's one of those feel at least a little bit confident with Detroit. I have no idea what the fuck Green Bay is. Like, I offensively, on paper, they look like a team that should be that team. Like they feel like it, right? It feels like on paper. I'm gonna be honest. Matt LaFleur is on the fucking hot seat. So if you start off 1-1, 0-2, if it's not a 1-1, you can survive it. But if you start off 0-2 and you kind of are you struggled in that 1-1 situation, or you're 2-0, but the team just looks like they're off. Green Bay is in a very interesting situation because they're in a situation where the floor is elevating more than the ceiling. If you get what I'm saying, like the floor is elevating more than the ceiling. If you get what I'm saying, like they're getting closer to the bottom than they actually are going to the top. And now we're starting to have a different conversation about the Packers. And the Packers feel like the Bills in a sense, right? They feel like the Bills. They feel like, in a sense, like you had enough time. Detroit was down. The Vikings were kind of iffy. The Bears were down. You should have at least won a couple of championships. You should have at least been to a Super Bowl or two. Now the division is somewhat getting competitive again. The Bills clearly have a way easier AFC East than the fucking Packers do with the NFC North. But the Bills have competition now. It's not just a read them and weep. Like it's not just a simple like, oh yeah, we walk into the season, we beat the Jets, we beat the Dolphins, we split with the Patriots, we good. It's not like that anymore. It like you have to worry about the goddamn division now because it's no more splitting with the Patriots. And when do you split with the Patriots? Because the Patriots are somewhat of a viable team. Green Bay doesn't have the luxury to do that. Yes, the Dolphins still suck. Yes, the Jets are a terrible fucking franchise. But the Packers don't have that luxury to sit and wait for that division to get worse because they're not getting worse. They're getting better. As much as I don't fuck with the Vikings and I don't trust them motherfuckers this year, they are just missing a quarterback. That's it. They're not really missing too much shit. You got two receivers, you got a tight end. Your offensive line's a little shaky, but you could patch that shit up as long as you can. If you got good quarterback play, you can patch that shit up. In that defense with Brian Flores, I mean, my God, man, the Vikings defense with Brian Flores. I mean, do we have to go? Do we have to talk about it? Like God Almighty. So Green Bay doesn't have the luxury to sit on their fucking hands. This is why I say this season is a little bit way more. This is a little harder than what people want to say. I think Green Bay is going to have a very hard season because it's not just, again, the NFC North isn't just a cakewalk anymore. You have to worry. There was years where all you had to worry about was the Vikings. Now you got to worry about the Bears. Now you got to worry about the Lions. So week 3 should be an easy ass win for the Packers. But the Packers have gone out their way to make it way more harder than it needs to be. Early in the season last year, when they got Micah Parsons and they started playing, it looked like, yes, this is a great team. On paper, they look like they're going to win. Micah Parsons getting hurt did not derail the Packers season because their season was already in some shit before he got hurt. That offense just was hot and cold. Yeah, Jordan Love got hurt, so you can sit there and say that. But this is the season where the Packers have to eventually show fucking dominance because now you don't have the luxury of just kind of inking by and winning certain games. You need to show the fuck up now. You need to actually prove that you actually are in the conversation in the NFC. And you got 3 to 4 teams. You got literally 3 teams in your division that can kind of win the division and get in the playoffs. And now you do have a problem. The NFC East, who always have, the Eagles and now the Commanders and the Cowboys. And you're like, oh, shit. If the Giants can figure their shit out and actually do something, you got the Giants in play. You got the NFC West, 49ers, Seattle Rams. And now you got the NFC South with Saints, Carolina, maybe Tampa, maybe Atlanta if they can figure some shit out. There's a lot of shit that this team – it's a lot of shit, man. This isn't as easy as people want to make it. Green Bay does not have the luxury to just go through the season anymore. They got to do something to make people care. And I don't think the Green Bay Packers have it. I don't know what this season is for Green Bay, but it better be a fucking winning season. Because if not, Matt LaFleur is getting fired. Number 4. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. I don't know who the fuck wants to watch this game. I don't know who want to watch this game. I'm sorry. I'm not enthused at all by this game. Aaron Rodgers has officially announced that he will be coming back. He will be playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whoop-de-doo. Like, what the fuck you want me to say? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, what you want me to say, bro? This is going to be the lowest scoring fucking game in probably Thursday night football history. Neither one of these teams can fucking score. Hey man, listen. Last year I thought the Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh was going to be a terrible game, and it was a shootout. Basically, it was just a fucking shootout because both of these defenses fucking sucked. It just the defenses was terrible. I don't expect that with this game. I expect the defenses of Cleveland and Pittsburgh to be on that ass. So I don't expect neither one of these teams to really suck that bad. I mean, defensively. So this is not going to be a shootout. This is going to be a very orchestrated game. And if I'm looking at it from the perspective of that, Cleveland should obviously win this fucking game. I mean, yes, Aaron Rodgers and all that other shit. But Cleveland has the better defense. To me, Cleveland has the better defense. Yeah, I don't. Oh man, I don't trust this game. I don't like this game. I don't know when they can flex games out, but I hope they can flex this game. I don't want to see this shit week 4, bro. I'm not trying to watch this shit week 4. Are you fucking kidding me? I ain't trying to watch this shit week fucking 4. Um, yeah, yeah, I ain't trying to watch this shit week 4. Week 5, Tampa versus Dallas. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Dallas Cowboys. The week 5 Thursday night game will kick off the week for all of us. No idea what the fuck Tampa is. Tampa has a Tampa had a pretty good draft. I mean, they drafted a lot of defense. Dallas had a pretty good draft. They drafted a lot of defense. They drafted a lot of defense. I have no idea what this game is going to look like. I don't have a clue. And maybe that's the good part, right? That's the great thing for all of us because we don't know. We have not a goddamn clue what this game is going to look like. And that might be the best thing for all of us. But if it's what we think it could be, this could be a shootout. This can be a good old classic shootout. And if that is the case, Thursday Night Football will have a really good game. Because week 4 is not going to be. And maybe even week 3. Like, week 3 and 4 probably will not be. So, yeah. Week 6, Seattle versus Denver. I have no idea what either one of these teams are going to look like. And I, I have no clue. I truly do not know. Like, I'm trying to be like, man, anything is possible. I don't have a single fucking clue on what the fuck this team is going to look like. Denver has Denver and Seattle both got a lot of games coming up on prime time where I can separately talk about them. But third year, Bo Nix, Sean Payton. This is their third year. This is officially their third year together. Last year they got to the AFC Championship game. Well, Denver got to the AFC Championship game. Bo Nix got hurt. This is their third year in the AFC. This is the third year Bo Nix and Sean Payton have been together. The first 2 years they got to the playoffs. 1 year they actually won. They got the number 1 seed in the playoffs and went to the AFC Championship game. The conversation becomes, what is this team moving forward? For me, uh, my question really does become: is Bo Nix getting better? I think people that watch Bo Nix for the last couple of years, again, people will sit here and say he's winning, and that's a very important thing. He's winning, but I'm still waiting for Bo Nix to have that sensational moment where it's like, oh, he's one of the best quarterbacks. He is not there yet. I think he still plays into a system. I think he plays into Sean Payton's system. There's not one moment where I feel like Bo Nix has taken over a fucking football game. There's not one moment. I think Bo Nix plays into a system, and that's great for him. He's going to be great as long as that system works for him. The moment that shit breaks, I don't know if he can carry the fucking team. And that's where Bo Nix's problem is going to kick in the most this season. Because I feel like he's going to get tested a fucking immediately. And there's nothing he can fucking do about it. And I think that's what people don't understand. Especially if he's healthy. I don't know if he's even fucking going to be able to play this fucking season. This man just broke his he broke his foot, broke his ankle, some shit like that. He did something. He couldn't play. He broke his foot, right? Broke his ankle, some shit like that. Broke his leg, something. He broke something, and he couldn't play in the air, and that's why he couldn't play in the AFC Championship game. So you telling me in January he broke his foot, and and now in fucking because this game is probably gonna be like October. You telling me that he broke his ankle in January and he's gonna be ready by October to run full contact and have mobility to get the okay against Seattle? There's a lot of things about Seattle that I don't trust. I don't trust that offense without Kenneth Walker or Clint Kubiak. I don't trust that offense with a lot of shit. I don't think that offensive line can stay healthy for another season. You really didn't fix the running game. I know you drafted the kid from Notre Dame. I'm not mistaken. I know you drafted the kid from Notre Dame to be your new running back. Uh, but again, it's like you're giving the keys to Sam Darnold to win games again. But the one thing people continuously forget is like Kevin O'Connell is a really great head coach and he's a great offensive mind. Clint Kubiak, for the most part, when everything goes right and he has an all healthy offensive line, he's got a healthy running game, he can call plays, he can execute perfectly. Now Sam Darnold has another offensive coordinator with another running game, with another situation. I don't know if you can cover that shit up. Defensively, I expect to see Alex to still be good and dominate. I have no idea if that offense is going to be good. Not a clue. But we're going to see about week 6. Week 7, Thursday night game. It is the Patriots versus the Bears. Both teams made it to the playoffs last year. Both teams won a division with their second-year quarterbacks, Drake May and Caleb Williams. Now, a lot of people, experts, would sit there and tell you they think the Bears are going to be the better team this year too, and they're going to do damage and they're going to kill. Okay. I don't think that. Like I said, the Bears really didn't do shit defensively to change anything. And with Dennis Allen, it's only a matter of time before his defense breaks. I've said this. I am a Saints fan. I watched Dennis Allen when he was just the defensive coordinator, and it was great. It was great. It was awesome. He did enough. But our team, defensively, nah. At a certain point, Dennis Allen defense breaks. They bend but don't break. And the one thing you saw last year with the Bears was turnovers. It wasn't that they were the better team at stopping shit. They just got a lot of turnovers. And Dennis Allen is really good at turnovers. But at a certain point, that defense will start to catch up to you. And that is the one thing about this team that I am interested in. I'm looking forward to seeing. Again, the Bears traded DJ Moore. I won't say lost him, traded him. And they really didn't fix him. They didn't really replace him. They didn't do anything to really replace him. Do you think Rome Medusa or Luther Burton is ready to be 1-2? I know you got Coastal Loveland last year. Well, guess what? Teams are going to be circled on his ass now. Because now he is the number one, second, third option in that offense. And now teams know Caleb Williams is depending on him. So if we can stop him, you basically force Caleb Williams to do shit that he isn't particularly great at, which is being fucking accurate. Listen, bro, it's great to see him do the wild plays and get the big ass throws and figure it out and do some crazy shit. It's awesome. But the way that the Bears are going to win games is not because Caleb Williams is fucking doing the wild ass throws. That's great when you in a jam and you need a moment and you need that fucking really big shot and you need that's awesome. The moment this shit gets bad is when you are down and you can't get out of it. Caleb Williams still isn't an accurate quarterback. He can't still throw the ball accurately. Has he grown in that sense? Who knows? We will see by the time we get to this point. We have no idea. One thing I will say is this: New England shouldn't be a bad team, but that Mike Vrabel situation is very. That Mike Vrabel situation is hanging over their heads, and we have no idea what the fuck is going on with that. Nobody knows. Nobody knows that the NFL is going to suspend him. The Patriots are not going to fire him. Let's get that shit out the way. The Patriots are not firing Mike Vrabel. That's a personal fucking problem, bro. We don't sit. We don't run that type of ship over here. New England is not firing Mike Vrabel. Let's get that shit out the way now. Let's kill that conversation right here, right now. So either the NFL is going to suspend him or he's going to be on the sidelines for all 17 fucking games. Drake May, third year, has he grown? Has he improved? See, Keller Williams is one thing. Drake May is another. And that offensive line of New England has to wake the fuck up. Will Campbell is a really great offensive lineman when you give him some help. Do I think his rookie year was as bad as people want to say and say no? But I do think he finally got tested in the playoffs and he fucking failed. He fucking failed. And it's okay. Now that you now know that you're not that guy in that sense, and you finally got tested, what did you do to improve? What have you done during this offseason to improve? What have you done to get yourself to that position where you now can sit here and say, offensive line wise, I'm better? What have you done? Because that offensive line depends on Will Campbell to get his shit together. Playing left tackle is not a fucking easy job. It is not. And so when you have a quarterback like Drake May that needs time to survey the field, get the shit out of his hands, yeah. Week 7, Thursday Night Football. That's gonna be an interesting game. It is. It's gonna be a very interesting game. Weather should be cold around that time. It's gonna be an interesting game. Week 8, Carolina versus the Packers. Both playoff teams last year. Panthers won the NFC South. Packers was the last team to get in from the NFC North. It was the second team to get in from the NFC North. Lost the division. They actually had the division and then lost it, which again goes into the mindset of what I said about Matt LaFleur earlier, which is, bro, you can't lose the division this year. Like you can't just kind of sort of probably fly by. You need to insert your fucking dominance. And you're in a position right now where you don't have that anymore. You don't have the time to just be like, I'll be good. We got the division. You don't have that anymore. Carolina's in somewhat of that stage too, but it's not with the coach. It's more so with Bryce Young. Is Bryce Young finally becoming what they thought he can be? That's really where the question comes with Carolina. Is Bryce Young finally something that you think he can be? And if not, then you might have to look for a fucking quarterback next year. I don't think Bryce Young has been given an extension. I don't think they've even talked about giving him an extension. So it's clear as fucking day. You kind of need Bryce Young needs a year where he's there. He's the guy. He can show you that he can be the leader. And I feel like that's where this conversation gets a little bit interesting for Carolina because they're also in a similar boat. You won a division last year, but now teams are looking at you like, did you really win a division? Because let's be real, Carolina is one of the teams that technically they won a division, but they lost to Tampa Bay. And the only reason why you got into the division, the only reason why you won the division is because Atlanta beat the Saints. It's not like you actually won a division. It's you lost the game to Tampa. So you didn't really do any fucking thing. So yeah, this is the problem. So excuse me. Yeah, but that's week 8, Thursday night game. Week 9, Jacksonville versus Baltimore. I feel like this is a game that could be flexed. I don't know if you would at week 9 by the week 9, but I think Jacksonville is going to fall the fuck off a cliff. You lose Travis Etienne, who was clearly your best runner. By the way, you forget this shit. They traded Tank Bisbee in the season. So you lost your starter and you traded your backup. The fuck are you doing? Like you lost your starter and then you traded your backup. Does the Jags have a backup? Who the fuck did the Jags have as a running back? I have no idea who the fuck the Jags got as a back, like as a running back. Because Trevor Lawrence is going to fucking need it. Like I don't know what the fuck y'all be watching. Trevor Lawrence is going to need that. The Jags really didn't improve that offensive line. It's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? And then you lost your fucking anchor on defense. Devin Lloyd is gone, which is he's in Carolina. Devin Lloyd is gone. He is gone. You need now your anchor on that defense. You don't lose two pieces that literally kept your offense afloat and your defense obviously from losing who they were. You don't do no shit like that. The fact that you lost Devin Lloyd and Travis Etienne in the same fucking offseason is insane. That's insane. The only team that lost more is the team you're playing, and that's the Baltimore fucking Ravens. You lose Tyler Linderbaum, you lose Isaiah Likely, you lost a lot of fucking pieces in Baltimore. How could they replace it? We shall see. I don't know. We shall see. This is the season where everybody wants to know what is the Baltimore Ravens. What are they? Is this finally the year we can finally say Lamar Jackson's not on the shut the fuck up. Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback. Now, how do you want to position it? Position it. But Lamar Jackson ain't going out of motherfucking place. I've never seen somebody win two MVPs, one unanimously, and still get the fucking hate that he gets. That's insane to me. That's fucking insane to me. Crazy. Week 10. Commanders versus Giants. I don't know how to feel about this game. I have no idea. If Jay Daniels is upright and healthy, they should beat the Commanders. I mean, should be they should be the Commanders. They should be a really good fucking team. I will never forgive the Cardinals for taking Jeremiah Love 3rd overall. Because if the Commanders had him at 7, I think the Titans are going to Connell Tate regardless. But if he fell to 7 and went to the Commanders, man, oh man, oh man, oh my God. But it is what it is. As Drake would say, destiny's written. It is what it is. I expect the Commanders to be a really good team this year. I know people are like, oh man, that offensive line sucks, and you still got Scary Terry, but you don't really have anything else. If Jay Daniels is healthy, that's all the fuck you need, to be honest with you. It sounds insane. And by the way, the offseason just started. The offseason just started. Anything can happen. I mean, a contract conversation can kick in. You still got the 49ers with Brandon Ayuk, who they're choosing not to fucking use and trade. It's insane. So he can end up in Washington. We don't fucking know. Um, and with the Giants, I'll talk about them later. They got a couple primetime games. I talk about them. I talk about they got literally the first Sunday night game. So I talk about them when I talk about them. Week 11, Colts, Houston. Ah, it was a miracle the Colts had the season that they had last year. Let's be real. But once the team started to really key in on Jonathan Taylor, the Colts season went down a fucking tube. They went down the drain. Now people are gonna sit there and say, "No, it's when Daniel Jones got hurt." No, it's when defenses started to shut Jonathan Taylor the fuck down. It make Daniel Jones way more than what he is, and you expect him to be better this year than he was last year, with teams now having tape on him and him having two less receivers. You got to remember, 89 Mitchell, who they drafted a couple years ago, is not there because they traded him to get Sauce Garner. So he's gone. And then you also traded Michael Pittman Jr. this fucking offseason. So what have you done? And then you kept Alec Pearson, which was insane. But you paid him, but traded Michael Pittman. I don't. Okay. A lot of people say this. They say, well, they got Josh Downs. They got Josh Downs. They got Alec. They know what they're doing. Okay. I don't trust the Cardinals. I don't trust the Colts this year. I don't trust them. I didn't trust them last year, but they surprised me. They did a lot of great things. I don't expect the Colts to be a good team this year. I know people are gonna sit there and say, "You probably said that last year. Look what happened." Yeah, but here's the difference. I think teams are going to be very aware that they need Jonathan Taylor to go off first. If Jonathan Taylor gets stopped, that fucking team is very, you know, uh, very stuck, and they can't do shit to get out of it. And that is why I feel like if I was any other team, I would be very afraid of the situation we just got ourselves into. But the Colts are in a situation where now you have to trust Daniel Jones to carry your fucking team. Good fucking luck. Houston, I really do feel like it's between Houston and Tennessee for the division this year. Um, Houston defensively is just great. That's a disturbing team. Defensively, that's a disturbing fucking team. But it's not about the defense. It's about the offense. That offensive line of Houston has to fucking improve. It has to. I like also Houston going to get David Montgomery. If you forget, David Montgomery got traded to Houston. I like them going to get David Montgomery. Tank Dell should be healthy this year after that should have been career-ending injury. Let's see what Houston is. I think Houston's going to be. I think a lot of people are so man. CJ Stroud fall all that shit. I have a feeling that Houston is going to be. Listen, I've been saying Tennessee's going to probably win AFC South for a minute, but I'm gonna be honest. If Houston wins the AFC South, they didn't just win the AFC South. They got the number one seed in the AFC. I don't think there's a team that has a defense like Houston and somewhat of a reliable quarterback like CJ Stroud. I think Houston's going to win the number one seed this year. If they win the division, they're going to win the division 14-3 and probably be the number one seed in the AFC. I don't think the Broncos are going to be that this year. I don't think the Chargers had that. I just don't see it. I think the Texans, with the defense they have and that offense, again, it boils down to the offensive line. It does not brawl down to CJ Stroud. It brawls down to the offensive line. If that offensive line can stay healthy, Houston's gonna win the division. Not just win the division, get the number one seed in the AFC. Week 12. Green Bay versus Rams. Like I said, this is the first Thursday night. This is the first Thanksgiving Eve game. I talk about that with the holidays. Talk about that with the holiday games. Um, um, but Kansas City versus Buffalo, that is a holiday game as well. And I talk about that. I'm gonna talk about the holiday games as well. All that is week 12. So yeah, about all that week 12. So when that comes. So that is the Thursday, Wednesday games. I'll talk about that with the holiday games. The following Thursday, week 13, Kansas City will be back on Thursday Night Football, and they'll be playing against the Rams, who plays that Wednesday. Also on holidays. So, week 13, these two teams should be somewhat. Oh, week 13, we should know what the Rams and the Chiefs are. Like, and it's crazy to say because the Rams, we didn't know what the fuck the Rams were still by week 13 last year. The Rams still had a very flawed special teams, which we kind of knew. Every year, the Rams look like a great team until something happens and you're like, this fucking team is not as great as we thought they were. That's the fucking Rams. The Rams have a lot of primetime games this year, which means your 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 deficiencies are going to kick in a little bit more than people want to accept. If the Rams defense isn't as good as we thought they were, that's going to be shown very fucking fast. If that offense cannot protect Matthew Stafford, it's going to be shown very fucking fast. Kansas City, and this is the most interesting part. Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes, if he's healthy, because again, we're Bo Nix, Patrick Mahomes. There are certain quarterbacks that got hurt too fucking late in the season to then turn around and say, "Oh yeah, they're ready to play this year." Like we shall see. We shall see. I have no faith in Kansas City this year. I think the defensive players that they drafted is going to be great for them. That's awesome. I've never had to question Kansas City's defense. That offense, though, what did they do to improve? Don't tell me Kenneth Walker. That's not an improvement. That's something that you actually fucking needed. You needed a running back, and you got one. Did you overpay for him? Like a motherfucker. Did you overpay for him? Like a motherfucker. But you didn't fix that offensive line. You still don't have a number one receiver. I mean, you can say here and say, well, Rasheed Rice is actually going to be actually there the entire offseason, and he can start the season because he's not going to be suspended, which kind of fucked up our rhythm last year. Nigga, say whatever the fuck you want to say to make yourself feel comfortable. He ain't no number one. Even if he is a number one, who's your two? Who's your slot? You got an old ass Travis Kelce still trying to play tight end when his ass need to be sitting at home collecting his retirement checks, getting ready for his wedding with Taylor Swift. And you want me to sit here and tell this nigga that he's ready to play this year? They gonna break that nigga in fucking folds, man. Get the fuck off the field, bro. What you doing? Why are you back? Why are you trying? The last couple of years, you have been in a fucking decline. This has nothing to do with your fame. You have been in a motherfucking decline. And nobody wants to fucking accept that. Nobody wants to say that. It's like blasphemy to tell people that, bro, you getting up there. It's okay. You're getting up there. You're not Rob Gronkowski. You're getting up there. It's okay. They gave you a loyalty deal, but did you deserve it? No. You kind of holding this team back, and you didn't fix anything. Offensively, the Kansas City Chiefs didn't do shit. And you're waiting for a dude who tore his fucking Achilles to come back and play. What, tore his Achilles, tore his ACL? This fucking in December. And you expect this motherfucker to get on the football field and make magic happen again with no offensive line, a running back you overpaid who's outside of last year has never been fucking healthy. What have you done? Defensively, I never have the question. Offensively, week 13. Fuck. Week 13, nigga. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Week 13. Um, week 14 is the Vikings and the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Shit. Like I said, NFC North is a weird fucking division. It's so fucking weird. The NFC North is a weird fucking division. 3 teams can come out the NFC North. 4 fucking teams come out the NFC North. Or 1 fucking team come out the NFC North. We have no idea. I do know this. When you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. And at the end of the day, I don't know what the fuck people keep screaming. But Kyler Murray could be as motivated can be. Did he grow height? No? Okay. Uh is him being now remotivated is he gonna stop playing Call of Duty? No? Okay. What about Kyler Murray in Minnesota is gonna make him better than he was in Arizona? Oh well, Brandon, he got Justin Jefferson, he got Jordan Addison. That's great. The nigga had DeAndre Hopkins in his prime and still couldn't fucking do nothing with him. What the fuck do y'all be talking about? I guess. Do I think Kyler Murray can have some games that he pull out his ass? Yes. But once he gets uninterested, which he kind of does in games and seasons, he's just unfucking motivated. And yeah, maybe this year he can be as very motivated to prove everybody wrong. And I deserve to be the number 1 pick a couple years ago. And he can do all that shit. Do I believe he will? Fuck no. I got more tape and footage on him not giving a fuck than him giving a fuck. I'm gonna go with the nigga not giving a fuck. As soon as the Vikings go on a 2-game losing streak, the shit is over. And then you're gonna be sitting there saying, well, damn, did they fuck up and draft JJ McCarthy? Yes. They should have never drafted him. You drafted a guy that was a fucking system quarterback from the absolute moment he stepped into the game. And you drafted him 10th over fucking all. No. Yeah, 10th over fucking all in the draft. You drafted a dude who has basically been a system quarterback his whole life. And you expected him to come into the NFL and elevate a team. Listen, I like Kevin O'Connell more than most. But Kevin O'Connell's had his seasons and teams where he just thought he can outsmart everybody, just like Kyle Shanahan. They think they could just outsmart every fucking body. And that's not the case. You actually have to put the right situation together. And at the end of the day, when you got 2 quarterbacks, motherfucker, you got no one. Especially 2 quarterbacks that have obviously shown you they have deficiencies. And you expect this man to just magically make them better than what they are. I fucking guess. Week 15. 49ers Chargers. The 49ers will be healthy to start the season. 49ers will be healthy to start the season. I like Raheem Morris being a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. I just don't know. I truly believe John Lynch drafts his teams with the idea in their heads that as long as we got Christian McCaffrey healthy and Trent Williams healthy, we will, and George Kittle healthy, we will figure it out. Excuse me. I don't think this motherfucker's drafted a team in some years where it actually generally made sense. Ricky Purcell is not a number 1. But you signed Mike Evans. Cool. That's great. But what does Mike Evans do for you that Brandon Ayuk couldn't do? You see how fucking crazy that sounds? What can Mike Evans do that Brandon Ayuk couldn't do? Because by the way, you still have him on your roster and you're choosing not to fucking trade him, which is stupid. Yeah, I don't understand that. That's a dumbass thing to do. George Kittle is up there in the age department, bro. He's up there. As good as he has been for the last couple of seasons, he does get hurt at the most peculiar times, and it's not good. Mike Evans is your one. You trust Ricky Passell to be your two? Your slot? What is Ricky Purcell? What is he? You lost Jenkins. Like I said, you're gonna 9 out of 10 either have to trade Brandon Ayuk or you just gonna continuously pay him to sit the fuck at home. That's fucking stupid. Trent Williams is also getting up there in the age department. As good as he is, he's also getting up there in the age department. I really do believe the 49ers are one running back, one offensive lineman, one tight end. That's it. That's all they care about. Do I think Mike Evans to be a good player for the 49ers this year? I expect Mike Evans to be Mike Evans. Now, whatever the fuck that means to you, that's what he's going to be. I think Mike Evans is going to have a good season. I don't think he's getting to 1,000 yards this year. I don't think the 49ers can scheme up enough plays to get him open. And again, everything's going to be off of Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers is an old ass fucking team. And no matter how people want to write this shit, they're an old team. They depend too much on glory year fucking players. Like glory year players. Mike Evans got what, maybe 1 or 2 seasons left in him before he starts to really get injured and get declined. Christian McCaffrey. If he's upright, you're good. When he's hurt, you're fucked. Trent Williams. When he's upright, you're good. When he's down, you're fucked. Yeah. 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 I'm looking at the situation and I'm saying to myself, I'm looking at this and I just don't understand what people think the 49ers are going to be this year. Again, I like Raheem Morris as a defensive player. I think a defensive coordinator. I think he's going to be a great defensive coordinator. The problem is that offense. Same thing with Kansas City. I don't question the defense. I question the offense. But at least with fucking the 49ers, I at least know Christian McCaffrey is going to do his job if he's healthy. Trent Williams is going to do his job if he's healthy. George Kittle is going to do his job if he's healthy. I know that. On the opposite side, Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert is not a top 5 quarterback. I don't know what the fuck y'all be saying. I'm truly trying to figure this part out. So you continue to give him a pass because of talent, is what you tell me. His talent supersedes everything. Supersedes everything? Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has been in the league for 6 fucking years now. Justin Herbert's been in the league for 6 years. Justin Herbert got drafted in the same draft as Joe Burrow and Tua. And I think Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is also in that draft. And yet, Justin Herbert is the one y'all want to give the pass to because you keep screaming about his fucking talent. Justin Herbert does not get a pass because of his talent. Justin Herbert has not won a division. Jalen Hurts has won his division, what, 2, 3 times already? He's been to 2 Super Bowls, won one. Justin Herbert barely has beaten Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert has barely beaten Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert's been in the playoffs 3 times in his career. He's gotten worse every time he's played in the playoffs. I asked the question again because it's a real question. What the fuck do y'all be talking about? What the fuck do you be watching? You keep trying to tell me because he's got talent, it just negates every fucking thing that we actually watch. Justin Herbert's not a top 5 quarterback. I wouldn't even say he's top 10. He's done nothing to be in the conversation, and yet you want to say Bo Nix has done more than Justin Herbert. You realize how fucking weird that shit sounds? Bo Nix has done more than fucking Justin Herbert. Jaden Daniels has more wins than Justin Herbert in the playoffs. And all of that was his rookie fucking year. CJ Stroud, who's won his division 2 times, has more playoff wins than Justin fucking Herbert. As much as y'all want to shit on playoff Lamar got more wins than Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. These are the people you want to compare him to. And sit here and tell everybody that he's on their playing field. He's just as great as they are. Nigga, I guess. Nigga, I guess. I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. Nigga, I guess. That's insane. You're just making up shit. I really do feel like y'all are just making up shit. Y'all are making up shit. What have you seen from Justin Herbert that makes me believe he's in that same vein as those guys? But yet you want to tell me because he's talented that it just negates his actual reality. His reality is he ain't won shit. He's never won shit. He ain't win shit in college. The fuck are y'all talking about? The nigga never won shit in college. But you want to sit and tell me he's a top 5 fucking quarterback off of talent. You've been in the league 6 fucking years. You barely won your division. You've never barely won it. Nigga, you barely competed for it. In the 1 year Kansas City was down, you lost it to fucking Bo Nix. Miss me with that bullshit. Justin Herbert is not a top 5 quarterback. Nigga, barely top 10. I wouldn't even give him top 10. I can find 5 different quarterbacks. I can give you 5 quarterbacks, 10 quarterbacks right now that I would take over Justin Herbert. Easily. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud. Fuck, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. It's fucking insane, bro. And y'all sit there and lie. Like easily lie. Sit there and fucking lie. He got talent, Brandon. You don't understand. He got talent. Fuck out of here, dog. Fucking insane. Um, that's week 15. But fucking insane, bro. Week 16, Houston versus Philly. This is gonna be an intriguing game. I will say this because I think, like I said, I feel like Houston could win the division and be the number 1 seed in the AFC. I think too many people playing with Houston's name and CJ Stroud's name particularly. I think Houston can win the AFC South. Tennessee's gonna give them a problem, but Houston can win the AFC South, and I think Houston could be the number one seed in the AFC. Looking at the AFC West is going to be very hard. Kansas City could be okay, but who knows? But then you got the Chargers and the Denver Broncos battling each other. The Raiders could make some noise this year. We do not know. AFC North is always a dangerous playing field. We do not know who can come out the AFC North. And then, of course, you have the AFC East. The Bills should be okay. Patriots should be all right, but we don't know. I think the Texans are going to be the number one seed this year. Philly? Philly's a weird one, man. Philly is such a fucking weird one. My thing with Philly is this, man. If Nick Sirianni's not calling plays, Philly should be all right. If Nick Sirianni's not calling plays, Philly should be all right. They should be okay. They should be just fine. So, yeah. Week 17, Baltimore versus Cincinnati. That is the last Thursday night game. Baltimore with Lamar. Zach Taylor is another one that's in a situation where he needs to win. I'll be honest, man. I said this when I was talking about the Saints. I think Cincinnati is one of those teams also that's a very, very, you're counting them out before they even play the season. I don't think it's going to be the same Cincinnati defense we've seen for the last couple of years. They've done enough to improve that. Dexter Lawrence, who else? They drafted some good pieces. They got enough defensively that's going to actually shake some shit up. I think Cincinnati is going to be battling the Houston Texans for the number one seed in the AFC. I think Cincinnati's winning the AFC North. Let's get that shit out of the way. I think Cincinnati's going to win the AFC North. I think Cincinnati's going to win the AFC North. I think they're going to be the 2 seed. I think Joe Burrow is going to win the MVP. And I think people are going to just be sitting there like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. Sunday night games. Week 1, we kick off with Dallas versus Giants. Who the fuck asked for this game? Who? Oh, good God. I thought we got out of this fucking purgatory. This used to be the fucking game this used to be the fucking game every fucking NFL season. For like 7 years straight, this was the fucking season opener on Sunday Night Football. It was just like, God almighty, bro. I thought we got out of this purgatory. What the fuck is going on? Fucking Twilight Zone? The fuck is going on? I'm not asked for this. Oh my God, I did not ask for this. I don't want to see this shit. I think the Giants got too much hype. I think y'all really do believe John Harbaugh is a great coach. And I do believe that y'all believe John Harbaugh wasn't the problem in Baltimore. Here's the problem with that. Now you have to stand on that shit. And you really believe that the fucking Giants under Matt Nagy, offensive coordinator, is going to be some great fucking team? Fuck out of here, nigga. Is you stupid? You think Matt Nagy is going to be the answer to this offense? Okay. People will sit here and lie. Matt Nagy has never been a good offensive coordinator. Oh, well, Brandon, he has. No, the fuck he hasn't. Matt Nagy has had Patrick fucking Mahomes for the last, 3, 4, 5 times he's actually had to be an offensive coordinator. And then when he went to Chicago to be a head coach, what did he really do? Because last time I checked, you get prime Khalil Mack. I'm talking about prime Khalil Mack. He made you look like you knew what the fuck you were doing. And then when you actually had to win games and figure out a plays to get the damn team down the field, people blame Mitch Trubisky, but nigga, that was a you problem. And then when they got rid of Mitch Trubisky and they drafted Justin Fields, and you still was trying to start Andy Dalton. This is the problem with people that sit there and say this shit. You expect the Giants to be a good team this year. Who's the second receiver? Who's the slot? I like Cam Scatterboo, but Matt Nagy don't really know how to run the ball. He's never been a running the ball offensive coordinator. He's never been. So you're putting the game all in Jackson Dart's hands and telling him to win you games. That's not a good. That's not good. And then again, you're putting that defense in a situation where they're probably going to be on the field a lot more than what people want to give them credit for. And plus, on top of that, who's the linebackers? Yeah, this shit is going to be bad. I do not trust this situation. I think the Giants are not going to be as good as everybody thinks. I think the Giants are going to fall off a fucking cliff by week 5, and everybody's going to be scrambling looking for a fucking new job. John Harbaugh is the only one who's going to keep his job because the Giants are stupid enough to give his ass all that fucking autonomy without even checking him. Cowboys. Like I said, I like the defense that they have. But again, you're asking the Cowboys to be something that they're really. The Cowboys are better Giants. I say that. They're better Giants. Whatever the fuck that means to you, then great. But to me, that means, yeah, we have some deficiencies and the hype is always there. But I don't expect the Cowboys to be great. I expect the Cowboys to be the Cowboys. I expect the Cowboys to be Cowboys. Now, I will say this. I like their defense. Something I haven't said in a very long time. I like their defense. I like their defense a lot. But again, it goes into, you don't think Josh Pickens wants his money? You don't think Dak Prescott, you think Dak Prescott is going to keep that team upright? See, last year, the beauty of Dallas offense was Dallas offense, excuse me, caught a lot of people off guard because a lot of people did not know what this offense would look like. Yeah, you got Josh Pickens. Yeah, you got CeeDee Lamb. That's great. What is this offense? Now that teams have had time to scout it, look at it, watch the tape back, they can game plan this better. And I think this is why I feel like the Cowboys situation is going to be a little bit interesting to see this year. Week 2, we got the Colts versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Who the fuck asked for this? I don't want to see this shit. I gotta talk about it. I don't want to talk about this shit. To be honest with you, like I said, I don't trust the Colts this year. I think the Colts are gonna fall off a cliff by week fucking 4. I don't think the Colts are gonna be good this fucking year. You're asking Daniel Jones to do something, and again, like I said, if teams are stopping Jonathan Taylor, you're forcing Daniel Jones to do something that he's never done, and that's lead the fucking team. That's not what he does. Week 3, I expect that to be a blowout. I'll be honest. I expect Kansas City to beat the shit out the yeah, 26-7 might not look like a blowout, but 26-7 if the fucking team barely let the fucking offense of the Colts run the ball and they force Daniel Jones to throw the ball 3 fucking times, 30, 40 fucking times, and then they still couldn't fucking move the ball. That's a blowout, nigga. And Arrowhead, that's a fucking blowout, nigga. And we don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be healthy to play in that game. We have no idea. Week 3, Rams, Broncos. Denver's defense is going to get tested. That's what I took from that. Denver's defense is going to get tested. The one thing about the Rams at the end of last year was the running game kind of just faded. Can Sean McVay get the running game up to par? because as much as people don't want to admit this shit, Matthew Stafford is getting up there in the age department, and he is. Matthew Stafford should be upright if the offensive line is good. If the offensive line stays healthy, he should be okay. I don't know if they will be. Number 4, week 4, Detroit versus Carolina. This feels like a blowout. This feels like a blowout, and it feels like a blowout for Detroit. Um, Detroit defensively is the biggest question. For Detroit moving forward, I don't think that offense has a fucking offensive line of Detroit is also a very questionable situation. I talked about it earlier. That offensive line of Detroit is very shaky, and that defense of Detroit has always been a really interesting piece of that team. But if everything's upright and they can move the ball and they can do what they do, I don't think Carolina has enough to go back and forth with them. Carolina defensively will be good this year. I have no idea what that offense is going to look like. Not a clue. Week 5, Baltimore at Atlanta. Like I said, I don't think Atlanta's going to be good this year. I just don't think it. I think Bijan Robinson is going to be Bijan Robinson, but everything else is just going to fall by the wayside. Baltimore, by week 5, 6, 7, we should now know what Baltimore's defense is going to look like under Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter is brought in to be a defensive guy. You are the defensive guy. You have to make that defense stand out. Can you do it? Can you get that defense back to where it used to be? Because I don't question Lamar Jackson and that offensive line. Yeah, that offensive line needs to protect him 100%. But I don't question Baltimore's offensive fucking. I don't question Baltimore offensively. But that offensive line, that team defensively, that's been their Achilles heel the last couple of years. Yes, keeping Lamar upright is definitely one of the biggest things they need to do. But also making fucking sure that defense does not give up big ass fucking plays is also the most important thing. Week 6, Dallas goes to Green Bay. The last couple times I've seen Green Bay and Dallas play against each other, Green Bay has, for lack of a better term, whooped that ass. Shootout last year in Dallas, that was great. And of course, the playoff game where Green Bay just absolutely routed Dallas. It was just an embarrassment for Dallas fans. But for most of us, that was the best day we've ever had. That was a holiday into itself. I mean, it was the most incredible. It was Cowboys cry like bitches day. It was awesome. It was awesome. Cry like little baby bitches. It was awesome. That shit was awesome. Watching the Cowboys get absolutely routed in their own home doing a playoff game. And then you just get to the point where Troy Aikman would just sit there on TV just like, what the fuck you expect? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Um, this is gonna be interesting because this is the first time in a minute that Dallas is going to Green Bay. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna match up. Do I think Dallas can keep up with? Like I've said, Green Bay needs these games this year. This isn't just a walk in a park season for Green Bay no more. If you lose to Dallas, depending on where you're at in the season, that could be very detrimental to Matt LaFleur moving forward. So you need this game. Week 7, Kansas City versus Seattle. Kenneth Walker returns to Seattle, which is going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I expect this is going to be a defensive battle. This is going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be a defensive battle. Whoever could put up 10 points, 13 points, that's who's going to win that game. It's going to be a very hard hitting defensive battle. I don't expect it to be a shootout. I don't expect it to be super crazy. I expect it to be a very keep the ball on the ground. Defense is going to carry us home type of game. If you score 13, 16 points in that game, you probably won that fucking game. Week 8, Philly versus Washington. I, I think Philly can be a dangerous team if Nick Sirianni would just shut the fuck up and get out the way. Like a lot of the problems with Philly. Listen, do I think AJ Brown's getting traded? I do not know. People say, yeah, he's getting traded to the Patriots. Did the Patriots confirm that? Did the Eagles confirm that? Did AJ Brown himself say, man? And I know people are gonna say, well, the league hasn't started. We got literally a week or two before the league actually officially starts by June 1st. But even in that sense, it's like the trade could have went through all fucking ready. They just gotta finalize it. I don't think that. I think AJ Brown isn't really even getting moved. And again, he could be moved, which will add into New England's situation, which is Drake May gets a number one fucking receiver. And that's a dangerous situation. Um, but if Philly offensively can be somewhat what they were 2 years ago, that's a dangerous situation. And I think this is actually going to be the game where Malachi Lemon breaks the fuck out. Number 9, week 9, Buccaneers at Bears. This could be a shootout. Like this can be an actual genuine shootout. I think Tampa Bay and the Bears will have a shootout. The problem with that is the game's going to end because Ruben Bain's going to fuck up Killen. He gonna fuck him up. He gonna catch him and he gonna hit him. Yeah. Week 10, Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Listen, man, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be upright for 17 games. Aaron Rodgers is gonna get fucked up. Pittsburgh did not improve that offensive line. They haven't done anything to really improve that offensive line. They don't really have a running game. And outside of DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr., they really haven't done anything to improve the weapons. And they got all 3 tight ends still, which is great. But you're asking a 42-year-old man who already was declining last year to do shit that he's not used to. And I don't give a fuck what people say. Mike McCarthy is not the head coach to be the guy to get Aaron Rodgers back to where he was. That's insane. There's a reason for why they broke the fuck up in Green Bay. And like I said, Cincinnati is going to be a dangerous fucking team this year. Week 11, Minnesota versus San Francisco. I wish they flexed this game out. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. Like I said, I think Minnesota could be a really good team, or they could be really piss fucking poor and like be the 5th pick in the draft. And then here's the problem. So could San Francisco. That's the fucking problem. This could be a beautiful fucking train wreck. It could be a beautiful train wreck. We have no idea. Week 12, Patriots versus Chargers. This is the end of Thanksgiving weekend. So this will be the Sunday night game of Thanksgiving weekend. Patriots versus Chargers. Rematch of the playoffs of last year. It was just in New England. This time being LA. If New England has AJ Brown by this time, and AJ Brown's there, and they're upright, good fucking luck, man. Good fucking luck, man. You gave the Patriots more ammo and more energy to do more. That's a scary feeling, man. Week 13, Houston versus Pittsburgh, another playoff rematch. For Aaron Rodgers' sake, I would hope that I'm not playing around this time. Aaron Rodgers' sake, I hope I'm not playing around this fucking time. I don't want to fucking play the Houston Texans again. I don't want that shit. I don't want them problems. The fuck? I don't need that in my life. The fuck? Week 14, Buffalo versus Green Bay. Buffalo feels like a team that should win the AFC East this year. The question becomes, will they? I think Buffalo has somewhat of a better team, but even in that sense, it goes into what I've been saying all night, man. What did they do defensively to improve? Oh, they got Bradley Chubb. So you just replaced. So let me get this straight. You replaced Joey Bosa with Bradley Chubb. No secondary help. No linebacking help. You just replace one pass rusher with the other. A younger pass rusher, but one with the other. Great. Yeah. I'm trying to figure that part out. And like I've said numerous times about Green Bay, this season is the most important season for Matt LaFleur as a head coach. Detroit versus Minnesota. I think Detroit could win not just the NFC North. I think Detroit could be the number one seed in the NFC. I think Detroit has enough firepower to do that. And something else people do not talk about: Isaiah Pacheco and Jahmyr Gibbs being on the same fucking team is kind of feels like cheating. It feels like a cheating. Like it feels like cheating. And not everybody keeps talking about what the Saints are gonna do with Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne. That's a scarier fucking situation. And it sounds insane from a Saints fan. That's a scarier situation. You got Isaiah Pacheco and Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. What the fuck? I don't want to see that. Nah, I'm good. What Sam Laporta? What Amara St. Brown? What Jameson Williams? I don't want to see that shit. Week 16, Sunday night game. It's the Jaguars versus the Dallas Cowboys. I've already told y'all how I feel about Jacksonville, and I told you how I feel about Dallas. Week 17, Philly versus San Francisco. This could be a playoff game, or this could be the bon voyage of Nick Sirianni or Kyle Shanahan. Who knows? This could be the end of somebody's job. We shall see. And of course, week 18 will be the divisional game, and they got a Saturday night, a couple Saturday games. But yeah. Monday Night Football. Told you I was going to talk about all these motherfucking games. Monday Night Football. Week 1. We got Broncos Chiefs. Week 1. Listen, man. Both of these teams are coming off of injuries to their starting quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes a little bit more impactful than Bo Nix, but it's still something. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see Jalen Waddle in Denver. It's gonna be interesting to see it. With that being said, like I said, this is prove it time for Bo Nix. That I just got carried by my defense and I just do enough to win games. Shit is gotta die. You're you're basically a game manager. You're basically a game manager. And that's nothing wrong with being a game manager. But I don't give you the same credit as I give Jane Daniels. I don't give you the same credit as I give uh I don't give you the same credit as I give Jane Daniels. I don't give you the same credit as I give a CJ Stroud. Like I don't give you that same credit. You're a fucking game manager. That's okay. Nothing's wrong with being a game manager. Game managers win championships. Despite what people want to say, Sam Darnold is a game manager. He won a championship last year. But at some point, for me to sit there and tell everybody, but you belong. See, this is the difference between how I look at Bo Nix and how I look at Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, talent-wise, gives him a pass to y'all. But he's been in the league for 6 fucking years and he hasn't done shit. That's not pass worthy. That's just I haven't lived up to what the fuck y'all keep thinking I am. Bo Nix is a game manager. I don't look at him and think his talent is gonna show the fuck up tomorrow. I look at Bo Nix and say, can you just elevate your team enough? I don't expect you to turn into motherfucking Tom Brady, but I expect you to be somewhat. I expect you to be somewhat reliable. That isn't so predicated on my defense always got to bail me the fuck out of games. And I know dumbass is gonna sit here when I clip this and put this out. He won a bunch of 4-quarter games last year. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Bo Nix has not done anything yet that is proven. And you got people that were sitting here telling me, well, if the Patriots, well, Bo Nix played in the AFC Championship game, they would have still fucking lost. Bo Nix can't throw the ball damn near 50 fucking yards. Bo Nix still can't throw the ball 50 fucking yards. Have you seen this motherfucker play? Y'all niggas was sitting there like, oh, Bo Nix was gonna turn the, he's gonna blow the fucking Patriots out. He's gonna score 30 fucking points in the snow. The way you niggas talk is retarded. Like you niggas be talking, just be talking. What the fuck do y'all be watching? The moment that the Buffalo Bills stopped the running game of the Broncos and made Bo Nix actually have to throw the fucking football, the fucking team almost gave the game up. That is how Bo Nix plays football. And yet people want to sit here and tell me I'm tripping. Nigga, you crazy? All right, sure, bro. Sure. Whatever, nigga. Whatever, nigga. Maybe I actually watched the game and you just skim through it. Week 2, Giants versus Rams. Why is this a primetime game? I don't fucking know. Do I care? No. Will I care when the season starts? No. Like I said, I think people give the Giants a little bit too much credit. And I think everybody's trying to make the Giants into something that we do not know they're gonna be. Again, it's more off of John Harbaugh, but now I'm hearing people trying to sit there and say Jackson Dart's the best. No, he's not. Jackson Dart is, for lack of a better word, Jackson Dart's a crash test dummy. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the nigga's a crash test dummy. Like he's a fucking crash test dummy. The shit that he does is not necessary. Like, why are you doing that, sir? When he got in that fucking Patriots game, bro, he got fucking blown the fuck up. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. That's my problem. It's like people that sit here and act like, oh man, Jackson Dart. He's a fucking crash test dummy. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Again, people just get so fucking enamored with a fucking dream. It's like, bro, no, nigga, reality tells me Jackson Dart can throw the ball. He can run. Is he Lamar Jackson? Fuck no. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not none of these fucking quarterbacks. What he is if you put him in the right situation, he can do enough to win you games. Will he grow into one of those guys? Probably. He could. He can grow into one of those guys. Will he do that now? No. Jackson Dart is a more athletic Tua. He's a more athletic Tua. That's all he is. And nobody wants to say that. So I said, Jackson Dart is a more athletic Tua. He's actually what y'all thought Tua would be. He can move the fuck out the pocket. He's somewhat accurate when he got time. He's way more athletic than Tua is. That's it. Now you win with that. You might not go far, but you will win with it. And that's the fucking thing. But week 2, you put him on primetime TV for week 1 and 2, and you expect the Giants to just magically win games. I think y'all giving John Harbaugh too much credit. And I think y'all make Jackson Dart way more impactful than what the fuck he really is. He's Tua. He's a more athletic Tua. And nobody's gonna be honest until they actually fucking see it. Week 3, Monday Night Football. Philly versus Bears. Now last year, they played on Black Friday in Chicago. Chicago won that game very convincingly. Early in the season, the Bears are going to be very good because they're going to do enough offensively to sprinkle in some new shit to confuse you. But this is one of those games where I feel like the Bears offensively could get caught in a situation where they're trying to do that, be like really, really like catchy and all that shit. I pop it out and then they get fucked up. They get caught in one situation and then they get fucked up. The Eagles defensively this season feel like a team that is out for fucking blood. Excuse me. So the Eagles defensively step up and show what they're capable of. It's gonna be interesting. I also, like I said, the Bears haven't done anything to improve that defense. They didn't do anything. So I feel like if Saquon Barkley can do enough and Jalen Hurts can do enough, this game could be a very easy, interesting fucking game. Week 4, Atlanta comes to the city, my city, New Orleans, Louisiana, the 20-year anniversary of the Superdome reopening. Falcons versus Saints. First primetime game for New Orleans in a very long time. Well, I won't say a very long time, since maybe 2023, 2022, 2023. I spoke on this on Bleed Black and Gold. It's out right now. Go listen to it. I said I think this could be a blowout. I think with everything the Saints can be this season, this is one of those games where I feel like the Saints. This is one of those games where I feel like the Saints. I feel like the Saints could really show who they are by week 4. Start the show. I want to say show, but start the show. Who they are by week 4. And again, is it Michael Penix Jr. or is it Tua? Is that offensive line up to par or is it not? This is going to be an interesting game. And I feel like in that situation, we haven't had a primetime game in New Orleans in a very long time. They going to show their ass off in that city that night. Oh, my. And again, it's against Atlanta, too. Oh, my God. And they beat us twice last year. Ooh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a bad game. Oh my God, that's gonna be a bad game. That's gonna be a bad game. Week 5, Buffalo versus Rams. These are one of those games. This is one of those games. And last year, I think they played last year too, didn't they? Year before that, where they kind of all was doing a blowout game too. This is one of those games where we're gonna find out if Buffalo's offensive line is actually good this year, or if they just are they just too predicated on trying to make Josh Allen something. I don't like this game for the Buffalo Bills. Being in LA on the road, yeah, I don't like this game, especially in week 5. This is one of those trip up games where Buffalo can probably be like, "Oh, we winning all these games," and then they fall into this game, and then they like Atlanta last year. Like I picked Atlanta to beat the Buffalo Bills last year, week 5, and Atlanta beat them, and everybody's like, "How the fuck did you lose to Atlanta?" This is one of those games where I feel like Buffalo's going to be feeling themselves a little bit too much early in the season, and then they get their ass handed to them by the Rams. I don't think the Rams are going to be that crazy this year, but yeah, this is one of those games where the Rams can definitely assert their dominance very early and very quickly. Week 6, Washington versus San Francisco. I hope they flex this game out. I'm gonna be honest. I hope they flex this game out. I don't want to see this shit. I love Jay Daniels, but I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. This feels like a blowout on either side. It feels like it could be a blowout on either side, to be honest with you. So yeah. Week 7, Dallas versus Philly. This could be an interesting game. And it could actually determine the division early in the season. I don't think the Giants are going to be as great as everybody think. I don't. Commanders should be better, but we do not know. So this really does feel like this could be the division. Especially in week 7, you should know enough about where you are. And of course, these two teams don't play until Thanksgiving Day, which is week 12, which I'll talk about when I get to the holiday international games. If Philly can get them in week 7, week 12 will be an interesting game. But week 7 could be extremely fucking interesting because if Dallas wins week 7, then it's more pressure on the Eagles to have to win week 2. So yeah. Week 8, Bears, Seahawks. This is one of those games where the Bears can get absolutely fucking killed. And I don't think Seattle has a great offense at all. But defensively, the Bears do not have the again. This is one of those games you don't have DJ Moore. Your offensive line really didn't improve, and you're asking Caleb Williams to do more than he fucking possibly can. That's a problem, especially against that defense in that stadium on that night. Yeah, that's a bad. That's a bad. That's a walk-in ass whooping. I don't like that at all. Week 9, Buffalo versus Vikings. Can we flex this game? Can we flex this game? I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. I'm good. No, I don't want to see this shit. Week 12, week 10, Chargers Rams, Chargers Ravens. I have said this numerous times. Jesse Mentor defensively has to show something. If Baltimore has the defense, I think with a healthy Derrick Henry, a healthy Lamar Jackson, Baltimore is going to be dangerous enough in the AFC North where you're going to care enough about them and you're going to watch them. The AFC North would since listen, I told y'all I think Cincinnati is going to win the AFC North, but I do believe Baltimore is going to get to the playoffs. I just don't know how. They're gonna. I think Baltimore's gonna finish with the 5th best record in the AFC, maybe the 3rd best record. Just won't win the division because I think Cincinnati will. Chargers, like I've said, I think people give the Chargers a little bit too much credit for some shit they never really done. Defensively, I know the Chargers were somewhat better last year, but you just lost your defensive coordinator, who is Jesse Mentor. Jesse Mentor is now the Baltimore Ravens head coach. You just lost him. So you want me to think that the Baltimore Ravens you want me to believe that the Baltimore Ravens don't know something about the Chargers with Jesse Mentor? Okay, sure. Week 11, Cincy versus Washington. Battle of LSU quarterbacks. That's the only reason why I'm interested in that game. That's it. Joe Burrow, Jane Daniels, but that's about it. Week 12, Carolina versus Tampa. This is the last game of Thursday of the Thanksgiving weekend. Um, I, man, uh, oh man, Carolina, Tampa, Carolina, Tampa, Carolina, Tampa. This, how can I say this? This game should feel like this game should feel like the divisional game, but it won't. I think Tampa Bay lost a lot offensively, and I don't think anybody's going to fix that for Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay has not really done enough to really fix that defense. I mean, Tampa Bay's not done enough really to fix their offense. Tampa Bay still don't really have a running game. I like Bucky Irvin, but Bucky Irvin last year just did not show up. Like, and now you have White, who's not there anymore. I don't think Tampa Bay has a. And again, you put Baker Mayfield in another season where he kind of has to trust new guys. Chris Godwin, who I thought you should have probably traded. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you should have probably traded Chris Godwin, and I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you. I thought you should have probably traded Chris Godwin. Um, I thought you should have probably traded Chris Godwin. Um, and just started fresh with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think you should have traded Chris Godwin and started fresh with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, I think you should have traded Chris Godwin and started fresh with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, but this is such a weird game. It is. It's such a weird fucking game. I don't know who's gonna win that one. That's a weird game. Week 13, Dallas, Seattle. Toss up. Ah, fuck this. Dallas defensively, I think will be better. Like I said, I think Dallas defensively will be better. The question becomes that offense. It is. That's the question. Can that offense of Dallas be actually good? And I don't know if they will be. I don't know. Again, I like a lot of people. They got Dak Prescott. They got George Pickens. They got CD Lamb. Great. You just said a bunch of fucking names that when they came down to crunch time again last year, they fucking lost. Week 14, Steelers Jaguars. Can y'all flex this game out? I don't want to see this shit. Like week 14, can y'all flex this game out? I don't want to see this shit. I'm good. I don't want to see this shit. Week 15, Patriots, Chiefs. What are these teams going to look like by week 15? That's really what a question really becomes. What are they going to look like by week 15? And if you ask me, I don't know. I have no idea. Week 16. This I think is Christmas holiday. So this will be the Monday night game of the Christmas holiday. And that's the Giants versus Lions. I I don't have that much faith in the Giants, and I think the Lions are going to be the number one seed in the NFC. Houston versus Green Bay is the last Monday night game, and that's week 17. Houston goes to Green Bay. Like I said, I think Houston is either going to be the number one seed or the number two seed. Green Bay, like I've said, Matt LaFleur, this is your season. You better win these fucking games. Holiday international games. Not done. Crazy as it sounds, I'm not done. For the international games, we got of course, obviously, week one, San Francisco Rams. Week one is San Francisco Rams, which will be in Australia. Week four, we got the Colts Commanders. Week five, Philly Jaguars. Week six, Houston Jaguars. Week seven, Pittsburgh versus Saints. And week nine, Cincinnati versus Atlanta. I think they also got a week 10 game. I can't freaking remember where I think a team's gonna be in Germany. I can't freaking remember now. Um, but yeah, those are the international games this year. Of course, you got the like I said, the week one game will be in Australia. The Jags, of course, will be in London. Saints in Pittsburgh will be in Paris. So that's gonna be an interesting one. I want to say Colts in Washington. I think it might be the Brazil game if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, you got one in Germany in week 10. Can't remember who's gonna be in week 10. I can't really remember who's gonna be week 10, but it's gonna be in Germany. You got one in Brazil. You got the course the ones in London. You got one in Australia. Um, Cincy, Atlanta. That may be Brazil. I don't fucking know, but it's a bunch of fucking games. You got one in Spain. I know they're gonna have one in Spain. That might be the Indy Washington game, and the Cincy Atlanta might be Brazil. So yeah. Um, you got of course the Mexico game, which is also gonna be you got the Mexico game. Uh, I think it's also like week 10. No, 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 no. The Mexico game I think is a Sunday night game actually, which sounds the same. The Mexico game I think is gonna be a Sunday night game. So yeah, I gotta remember which one was, but yeah. Um, for the holidays, like I said, Green Bay Rams. That's Thanksgiving Eve. That's the first Thanksgiving Eve game. That's a Wednesday. You got the Bears, Lions. Obviously, the traditional game, Detroit, Dallas. They're playing against the Bears. Detroit playing against the Bears, and of course the Eagles will play against the Cowboys in Week 12 for Thanksgiving. And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills as the nightcap on Thanksgiving night. The Black Friday game will be Denver versus Pittsburgh. Can we flex that game out? Excuse me. Can we flex that game out? I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. I'm good. I don't want to see that. I don't see that for Black Friday. I'm good. Week 16, Christmas. Um, Houston versus Philly. Like I said, Houston playing Philly. Um, I want to say that's a Christmas Eve game. I think it's a Christmas Eve game, which would be on a Wednesday. And then you got Green Bay, Chicago, Buffalo, Denver, Rams, and Seattle. And that right there is the entire NFL schedule. Most important games, pretty much. All in all, man, this season is going to be interesting because I feel like there's going to be a lot of games that's going to get flexed. I don't think a lot of these teams are going to actually be in prime time. I think there's going to be some teams that pop up out of nowhere on that ass, and people are going to be like, I'd rather watch that. Like, I think, even though I love the Saints, I think the Saints don't have enough prime time game. I can see the Saints and Green Bay being flexed at prime time. Like, Saints and Green Bay, by the end of the season, they play at the end of the year. The Saints is as good as we think they can be, and Green Bay somewhat is competitive. I can definitely see that game being flexed. I can see if Tampa is actually good this year. I can see Tampa in the Saints being the Sunday night game, maybe that Saturday game where all eyes on a division, like last year with Carolina and Tampa. Like I could see it. Like I think that that's the thing. So I'm looking forward to this, man. It's gonna be fun, man. Like I said, the season starts September 9th, not the 10th. Wednesday is the first game of the year. It's New England versus Seattle. And that is all. Till next time, I am Brian Janeau. This is I Believe Sports. The NFL season is among us. It is coming. It is coming soon. We're in May, June, July, and August will be preseason, and we will have time to officially be like, football's here. Fuck everybody else. Let's get money. Let's go. Until next time, I'm Brian Janeau. This is I Believe Sports. And I'll be back this week with I Believe Sports NBA playoffs. We're finally about to see who's going to be in the conference finals. We got WNBA going on. We got some boxing last night. It's going down, man. So see y'all next week. Well, see you later on this week. Till next time, I'm Brandon Janeau. It's I Believe Sports. Peace.